Hey guys, how's it going? It's Devin here and I am back with a new video for you guys, and this time is going to be another deck guide video. But this time we are on the Vanguard 0 Japan server, and the featured deck for today will be Dark Irregulars, and the key card will be Wing Reijy, which is the latest card from the latest set at the moment for the Japan server. So before I jump right into the deck guide, all the deck lists that I'm going to show you guys, I do want to mention that I start a Patreon account and you guys can further support me there if you want to, or else just watching my video is already good enough. But if you do want to further support, you can check out my Patreon. Links will be in the description box down below. So without further ado, let's jump into the deck list. And also right now we have a new feature for the Japan server, which is a rental feature. So pretty much how it works is we can rent for cards that we don't have, and it's only available for the Japan server right now, and the requirement is actually very simple. You just need to pay your common tickets for it. So as you can see here, I'm missing a few like Regis and even this triple rare, which is really important as I'll explain later on. So as you can see, you only need a certain amount of your common tickets here. So for myself, I need 9,600 to actually play this deck, and you can use it in rank, so that is very nice as well. But do take note that this renter is only available for the first week of a new set. So pretty much when a new set go live, the rental system will go live as well for a week. So do take note of that. So let's take a look at our deck list. So as you can see, we are playing Greedy Hand as our starter. I do believe his name is Greedy Hand, I'm not too sure, because I used to play this card in real life a long time ago. And yeah, it's Greedy Hand, just double check it. So we are playing Greedy Hand as our starter, and then for our grade 1 we have 4 PG, which is super important. And then we got 1 Yellow Boat, 4 Dimensional Creepers, and 4 Demon Bite of the Witching Hour. So for grade 2 we have 2 Grim the Reaper, 3 Succubus, which is your on play soul charge, and then we have 4 of this new double rare Ember Master, which allow you to soul charge 3 if you hit the Vanguard just by counter blasting 1. And then next up we have 4 of the grade 2 Witching Hour, which is very nice. And then for our grade 3 we have 1 No Life King, 4 Amon, and then we got our 4 main right, which is Wing Reijy. And then our support card will be 4 of the Witching Hour grade 3 version, as you can see right here. So let's get into the explanation. So how this deck works is your main right will obviously be Reijy, and then the requirement is 15 soul, and then this card gain 15,000 power and then 2 extra crit. That means if the requirement is met, it's going to be 26,000 power and then a total of 3 crits. So this is an insane card if the requirement is met, but it is not easy to meet the requirement. That is why he have a support skill, which is when you ride, you can choose a card from your rearguard circle and add 3 copies of it from your deck into the soul. So this is very nice. It helps you soul charge faster and hit the requirement for the 15k power and 2 crits faster. So and then our other grade 3, which is our support grade 3, which is the Witching Hour grade 3. And this is a really good card because as you can see, we are running Heal Trigger on this card, just because when you place this card on a rearguard circle, it gains a skill. Not on a rearguard circle, it pretty much works for Vanguard circle as well. So pretty much when it is placed or right, you actually get to add a copy of itself and then the grade 2 and the grade 1 Witching Hour into the deck. That means if this is a heal trigger, you're adding another heal trigger into your deck, so that is insane. So it's really important to run heal for this guy because heal is the strongest trigger in this game. Unless you guys have something to say about that, you can let me know in the comment section if you think that is a better trigger that is better than heal. But for me, I don't think that is, so you definitely want to run heal on this guy. And then next up we have our backup right, which is Amon. It's just good because you can control the board, as you can get rid of all opponent grade 1 easily just by paying the cost, which is Counter Blast 1, and then you soul charge 1 of your rear guard and then you retire one of your opponent back row. But then if they don't have back row anymore, then you can start to retire their front row. So this is a really good card. Also because it helps you soul charge faster, just by counter blasting one, you actually soul charge one, so that is nice as well. And for our one-off copy, I actually choose to run No Life King just because if you are at 5 damage for some reason, and then our soul is not enough, and then we need a crit Vanguard, that means we need a Vanguard with 2 crits, and then this can be a backup, right? If that happened to be the case, but otherwise you can really play whatever you want, but I just chose No Life King. And then for your grade 2, Grim the Reaper is really good just because it is a Berserk Dragon, and just by paying the cost count plus 2, you can retire a grade 2 or lower. So this is good when you are going for aggressive play and you can retire your opponent interceptor, so that is very important as well. And also this deck don't really counterblast much. The only counterblast is Grim the Reaper, your starter, Ember Master, and your Amon. Is not really a lot. So Amon, most of the time you're not going to ride it because your main run is going to be like I say Reijy. So pretty much your counterblast is really only your grade 2 and your starter. So Grim the Reaper is nice. I do want to play more, but I feel like there is no space for it. And then 3 of this Succubus on play soul charge is good just because you want to get your 15 soul as soon as possible so that you can start pressuring your opponent. And then your Ember Master is really important because this is one of your key soul charge to hit the requirement 15 soul, because this card actually soul charge 3 when it hit the Vanguard, so that is insane. So this is by far the fastest card that can soul charge the most for now. And then we got our Witching Hour. So as you can see, this is a Reijy build with Witching Hour. So it's important to play Witching Hour because Reijy take 15 soul, and that is half of your deck, almost half of your deck gone. So by playing Witching Hour, you kind of prevent yourself from deck out, just because all the Witching Hour have an on play skill, and then you can add another copy of itself to the deck. So this prevent you from deck outing. Deck outing, is that even a word from you? Prevent you for deck out, pretty much. And then for your grade 1, same reason for your grade 1 Witching Hour, and then we have 4 PG, which is very important. And then your other way for you to gain soul fast is Dimensional Creeper, just because by soul blasting this card from soul, you soul charge 2, so that's 1 extra soul, so that's very nice as well. And then 1 Lightning Bolt. I kind of want to play more Lightning Bolt, but I really don't have the space for it, so I think 1 is good enough. So most of the case, if you ride Reijy and then you don't really have the requirement for it, then you're gonna be relying on your Witching Hour just because they are really strong card with 2 crits and you can pressure your opponent with that. Otherwise, if you can meet the Reijy requirement, it's gonna be better, but to meet it, you actually need to hit twice with this card, so that's very important. Or even draw your soul charge card, so that's very important as well. And also you notice you run 9 draw, just because if your Reijy is going to have 3 crits and your Witching Hour is going to have 2 crits, you don't really need to run any more crits. So draw is good, and also by running Witching Hour cards, we don't really deck out, so draw is fine as well. So I have talked a lot already, so let's jump into some gameplay. And let's see how this deck works. I really tested this deck out, and to be honest, it's really hard to meet the 15 soul requirement. You need to really have the right card. So luck is going to be a huge factor when you're playing this deck. So let's jump right into it. So as you can see, I need to pay a certain amount of tickets, not really tickets, like the common materials, and then something to take note as well. If you lose the game, they actually don't consume the common tickets where they supposed to consume. So even if I win, I think I'm going to concede just to save my materials for future. So do take note. So this is a really good system for you to test deck, but not really a good system for you to climb rank, just because it eats a certain amount of common tickets per win. So do take note. So let's jump right into a game here. Okay, so our first opponent is gonna be a Bermuda Triangle. Is it gonna be a VP farmer? Most likely. So really simple how you want to mulligan is you want to keep a Witching Hour in your hand so they can place it on the rear guard, and then when you ride Reijy, you can add 3 more copy of it. So most of the time I'll be keeping this, but because I want to draw my Reijy, so I think I'm gonna show this back. And look like I'm not drawing any Reijy, and look like he is a real player, not a VP farmer. So that's very interesting, because he mulliganed as you can see just now. So I'm just gonna be running Dimensional Creeper here, which is the main right, unless you have Reijy, and then you have 3 copies of Dimensional Creeper in your deck. That means you can actually don't write it, but then you call it on the rear guard, so when you write Reijy, you can add 3 more copies of Dimensional Creeper into your soul. But because I have another one in my hand already, I don't really want to use Reijy's skill on that. So I'm hoping for a better option later on. And then obviously we're gonna use our Lightning Bolt skill as much as we can. Okay, look like he is a real deck. That is really surprising, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so look like we have 2 Ember Masters, so that is a really good start. Because that's 6 soul. If the attack hits the Vanguard, which is gonna hit because how Vanguard Zero work is you can't really guard unless he's at 5. But sadly we don't have Reijy though, so that is a huge issue. And you definitely don't want to see your Witching Hour cards in your damage zone. So I'm gonna write Ember Master here. And then obviously I'm gonna want to tap, so to use the skill. Soul Charge 1 more. And right now, we can go for the aggressive approach or slow approach, and I think I'm gonna go for the slow approach. So I'm gonna call Dimensional Creeper down on the rear guard, just in case I top deck a Reijy, I can actually soul charge 2 more creepers into my soul from deck. So let's start the battle here. Actually, if I have 1 more Counter Blast, right, I will call a second Ember Master, but because I don't have, I'll just save it in my hand, because you want to make sure your Ember Master use the skill successfully and not waste it for Interceptor. So let's just use the skill and soul charge 3. And that's 3 trigger, wow. We are really lucky. Not really actually. I'm not too bummed about the 3 trigger, just that one of it is the Witching Hour, so that's unfortunate. Actually, what am I talking about? Witching Hour is a good soul charge. You need 3 of it to actually trigger the skill, which is the extra crit. So it's actually not too bad. So let's see what our opponent is gonna do here. And sadly, Bermuda Triangle still have no support from set 2 till now. So their main right is still Reindeer and Pacifica, which is not really that scary just because it is a 10k base. And also another reason why you run Armor, right, is because of situation like this. You draw Dimensional Creeper, and then you can actually call it and then soul charge in the soul by using Armor skill. So that is value soul charge if you ask me. Okay, so sadly, we didn't draw Wing Reijy. So let's just go for the Armor right here. Cool little animation here. And obviously we're gonna be using Armor skill. Actually on second thought, right, is that Armor skill or your Ember Master skill? So we do need to do some thinking here. Okay, I do want to use Lightning Bolt skill first, so let's just go for that. Okay, you know what? I'm not actually gonna use Armor skill just yet. Now on second thought, I think Armor skill is fine. Just because we are actually not really playing a Reijy game at the moment. Alright, fine, you know what? Let's just go Ember Master. And then with a Witching Hour Grade 3. And this way, we actually have a higher chance of soul charging Witching Hour instead of Trigger, so let's just go for it. And as you can see, it's already 12k base just because we soul charged 1 of it on the previous turn, but do take note, it's only in our turn, so not on our opponent's turn. So let's just go for a battle here. So I do still hope that I can top deck Reijy in the future. And that is another reason why we run 9 draw, because we need to draw into our pieces really quickly, and that's our second copy. Sadly we can't get the extra crit here, but it's alright. Let's just try to push as much damage as we can here, and I'm not really playing around heal, so I'm doing this attack. Okay, no heal, that's good because there's no punish there. For attacking Vanguard last, just because I'm at 2 damage and he's at 3 damage there. And also no trigger, so that's pretty sad. But as you can see, there's 8 triggers out already, so we don't really want to expect much. So as you can see, our soul is 11 already at the moment. And we have 1 dimensional creeper. And we can add in another dimensional creeper. So if we actually top deck Reijy, we can pretty much use Reijy's skill and meet the requirement of the 15 soul. So it is only a matter of time till we draw it. Otherwise, we're just going to be using Amon to play this game and hopefully win. And also, since you're only playing 2 Green the Reaper, do take note when the timing is correct to call, because I don't really want to call on the previous turn, just because I want to make sure I can use the skill. And he checked a crit, wow, okay. Luckily we have a PG or else we're going to be in trouble. But sadly, he checked a crit means we can't use Grim the Reaper skill. So it's really interesting. He's playing 9 crits, right? Yeah. He's playing 9 crits, okay. But at least he only have an interceptor, so depends on how many PG he has, we actually might be able to finish him off on the next turn. Okay, we actually did draw Reijy, that's very good. But if I go for Reijy play here, I only have 2 column attacks. But if I stay with Amon, I can swing 2 times. Ooh, this is really important and a hard decision to make. I can go for a Reijy play or fill my board out with rear guard and then try to push him to 6 damage by dealing 1 damage per attack. So let's see, this is really tough, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, since we are a Reijy deck, right? So might as well just showcase the Reijy. But if we do that, that means we can't really use Amon's skill to retire his grade 1, which is very important because against Reindeer you want to retire his grade 1. So okay, I'm not gonna write Reijy. Just because like I say you want to retire grade 1s against Bermuda Triangle, or even the starter is fine. Doesn't really matter. And we are running out of time, so we need to be quick here. So I don't really want to, you know what, let's just soul charge, why not? There's no punish here unless there's a trigger on top then. Okay, so if you have no PG, you win the game. Otherwise, you need a crit or a trigger to win the game on his next turn. So I do want to hope for a draw trigger at least. But like I say, we just soul charge a trigger, so the odds is very low. And he have a PG, okay. So if you don't kill me this turn, we pretty much already win the next game. I mean the next turn, unless you have 2 Interceptor and another PG. So let's see how this goes. Oh my god, it'll be embarrassing to lose to a Bermuda Triangle. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be a little bit embarrassing. But you know what? Vanguard 0 is a luck game, so you can pretty much lose to whatever clan. Depends on the luck and trigger outcome. So this is bad. If we check a trigger and then we don't check a trigger, we pretty much lost the game. So we need to pray for a trigger in our next 2 checks. Okay, we get a draw. Wow, that's good. And that's our last Reijy. I believe so. Let's take a look. Yep, that's our last one. So in the check crit, we are good. Okay, that's perfect. So now the question is, does he have another PG? And it's pretty likely he have. And at this point, I don't really want to soul charge anymore. I'm just gonna use this skill and try to retire as many grade 1 as I can. Hopefully I don't hit the grade 3. Okay, that's good, that's good. And then we have a witching hour here. You know what? Maybe we should. Nah, doesn't matter because we have 0 copy of the grade 2 witching hour, so we don't really want to use our invoke skill. So let's just hope we don't have PG. But luckily we draw into our PG, that means we still have a chance to survive on the next turn. If he do have his PG. Okay, look at that game, and you also notice that my twin drive no trigger at all. So in the end, I don't even need a trigger to win. The only trigger is my damage zone. So okay, I'm just gonna play another game just because I did not get the right Reijy. And oh my god, I forgot to concede. I forgot to concede there. Okay, that's a waste of my common materials, but hey, I'm doing it for you guys, so I really hope you guys appreciate this video. And let's hope that this time we get Reijy in our starting hand. Okay, look like it's a mirror match. It's gonna be tough. Mirror match. Alright, let's see how this goes. It's pretty much who get the Reijy, I believe. Okay, we don't have Reijy again. That's sad. But at least we have two our main cards, which is Emperor Master and the Dimensional Creeper. Okay, let's go. This time we got Reijy. And we have a Demon Bite wishing our Great One. So now we have two options. Is to write our Demon Bite or write our Dimensional Creeper. So we need to ask ourselves, do you want 3 copies of this in your soul or 3 copies of this in your soul? And because I go first, that means I am the aggressor. So I don't really want to... So I pretty much want to meet the 15 soul requirement as soon as possible. So I'm not going to write this, I'm going to call this instead. So let's go for the Witching Hour Great One right here. And you can still get another copy into it, so I think it's fine. And I'll just pass my turn here. I'll just call my Witching Hour, not Witching Hour, I'll just call my Dimensional Creeper on my next turn. There's no reason to call it on this turn. So let's see what right is he going for. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, I was thinking to myself, it's taking some time, and then I realized his starter is the wrong one. And then he's a VP farmer, okay. Sadly we have a good hand, but I'm playing against VP farmer, so I'm just gonna concede here. Not gonna waste time. What a waste, man. We have such a good hand. I feel like we can hit the 15 soul pretty quickly with that hand, not gonna lie. Alright, let's just move on to the next game. Alright, this time it's against Spike Brother. So we're facing against unique clans, I would say, because those like Bermuda Triangle and Spike Brother, those are clans that people don't really play much, if you ask me. So let's just do it like this. It's either you keep the Witching Hour or you keep the Dimensional Creeper. It's a tough choice. I'm just gonna keep the Creeper here. Just because it is a 7k. And I don't have Reijy once again. So let's just hope we can join into it. I mean, if you know you don't have Reijy in your hand, right? You gotta rely on your Witching Hour to win the game. So let's just write your Dimensional Creeper here. And let's just pass. And I hope it's not a VP farmer again. Okay, he's not, that's good. I just want to play a game where I have Reijy to showcase to you guys. Or else this is going to be a long ass video. Unless you guys don't mind watching a long that guy video. But do let me know down below in the comment section whether you guys prefer a long that guy video or a shorter one. And look like we got lucky with our draw. We got Wing Reijy. That means we're gonna get 3 of our Great One Witching Hour into the soul. That means you can pretty much get extra crit on this little guy here. But it's gonna be a little bit slower because if I know I'm gonna draw into my Reijy, right, I'll have write my witching hour and then call the dimensional creeper to get 3 more dimensional creeper in, so that will be faster. And obviously I'm just gonna swing here. And we get another draw. Trigger, not another, that's our first draw trigger. What am I talking about? Okay, that's cool. And let's see if we are lucky enough to soul charge some dimensional creeper into our soul. No dimensional creeper, but at least we got one breakthrough witching hour, which is very nice. So I think I need one more Ember Master to actually speed up the soul. But like I say, right, if you have your Reijy in your hand and you have a dimensional creeper on the rear guard, it's gonna be way faster. Just because that is 6 extra soul instead of 3. Okay, look like that's all it's gonna do. Dealing 1 damage, and look like we are getting really lucky with our trigger. And I don't really mind drawing into all this heal just because you can just get like another set of heal into your deck. So we draw a dimensional creeper, which is not nice. So here we go. Play Wing Reijy. That is some cool animation there, I'm not gonna lie here. So now let's check our soul. We have 8 kind of soul. We can make it to 11 if we want to, but I don't think it's necessary right now. Okay, so I do want to push 2 damage to his face. So I can actually let's do this. Let's actually add more cards in our deck. And then I do want to play defensive here, so I'm gonna do this. Since I have 2 Grim the Reaper, I can afford to call 1. So let's attack. And I'm gonna swing my Vanguard to his rear guard so that I can deal 2 damage instead of 1. And if we can check a heal here, it's gonna be nice, and we did check a heal. So we did buy ourselves some time to get a 15 soul, and we get double heal, so that's really good. We pretty much put 2 heals and then we check 2 heals. So that is some luck there. And draw, that's totally fine since I checked double heal. So now we need to figure a way to actually get the rest of our soul. And we only left with 2 Ember Masters, so we need to join our Ember Master or into another Blade Wing Reijy would be good as well. Right? We can actually add more of our heal trigger if you want to. We only left 2 copies though, so it's not ideal to add your heal trigger. So it depends how you attack. We actually might be able to add our witching hour, which we only left how many copy? 3 copy. So if we top that with Blade Wing Reijy, right, we can actually add 3 more copy of the grade 1 witching hour. Unless you try a grade 3 here, which you pretty much can actually attack my grade 1. Actually, you don't even need a grade 3, he has his Dudley then for that. Okay, so he's not going aggressive, he's playing a defensive play, otherwise he will be calling a Juggernaut instead of this grade 2. Okay, since we got Grim the Reaper, we can actually retire his Dudley then, so that's good. Join now reaching our soul. That's really good because we are dealing 2 damage per turn. Although sadly I really can't showcase Reijy's skill. I really want to use Reijy's skill though. Okay, that's 1 more extra soul. So let's do a recap. Really quickly. 8 soul, 9 soul, and then plus 2. Actually it's plus 2, wait, let me count really quickly. 8, 9, 10, 10, 11, 12, 13. We need 2 more soul. We need 2 more soul. Unless we get a dimensional creeper here, then it will work, I think. Okay, let's see what we get here. Lightning bolt, okay. I do want to get rid of his aggression play, so I'm just going to use Grim the Reaper skill to retire his study then. And then we're going to swing for 2 damage with our Witching Hour Grade 1. So I'm going to move this down and then retire my Grade 3. So let's attack. No trigger, which is fine. We only left like 6 trigger. So pretty much we are relying on our Witching Hour. So as you can see, if you don't really hit your requirement, you can still rely on Witching Hour. So Witching Hour is a really strong mechanic, card, whatever you want to call it, in Dark Irregular. Even you are not playing Reijy. So now it all rely on his twin drive, whether he can go for an aggressive play or not. And do take note that he is a 10k base. Okay, so he's going to swing Vanguard. That means he can't really go for aggression play. But he checked a heal. It's a little bit annoying, not gonna lie, but I think it's alright. Okay, look like he can still go for an aggression play here. And I guess he's gonna push me to 5. That's really bad. That's so bad. So we need to rely on our heal trigger, which we left 2 copies of. A draw. Okay, let's see what we get. Into another PG, that's good. It means we can stall for time. Although we don't really have much time. I need a grade 2 here. Among. It's not gonna help though. Unless I want to ditch my Reijy play and go for Among, right? Which I think is reasonable, not gonna lie. Should I do it? Because I really want to retire his Juggernaut. Or even his grade 1. Let me think about it first. Okay, we can survive with our Interceptor. That means we are only pushing 2 damage. Because he have a PG, so it's gonna block my... Actually, do I even need to attack with that? No, I don't. And I'm at a point where Reijy don't really do that much work. So, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna change our plan. Let's go Amon here. And I'm just gonna use Amon skill. And I don't have much time, so I need to hurry up. And all this animation is taking very long. Okay, I'm just gonna use Amon skill one more time. I hope I have enough time. Okay, we burn the Juggernaut, that's good, that's good. Okay, that means we can still survive. Even if we don't finish him off this turn. I mean, if he's at 4 damage, it will be easier to finish him off. Just because we have a 2 crit attacker here, so he will need 2 PG for him to survive. Okay, we did check a heal. So we pretty much will survive. A double trigger here, okay. Into a 3rd PG, so that's very lucky of us. Okay, so like you can see my Reijy is very slow. It's a good deck if you can meet the requirement, but it's not easy. And the best way for you to meet the requirement, the fastest, is to actually use Reijy's skill to soul charge 3-dimensional creeper. from your deck, and then you need your Ember Master to hit twice. That would be the fastest way. So sadly, this should be the last game because this video is going to be so long. We are already 35 minutes in. Wow, that's so long. And look like we survive. And we draw Ember Master. It's a little bit late though. Okay, I'm just gonna play defensive here. Just because I don't think I'm gonna deck out anytime soon. So I'm just gonna make him draw a PG by using my Wishing Hour to attack his Vanguard. Ooh, another heal. I don't really need it though. Okay, so let's check our soul here. Our soul is pretty thick. We have Chao Kai in our soul. So as you can see, we are still not decking out. So this is the power of Witching Hour. And his Vanguard column is just really awkward just because he is a 10k base. No trigger for him, that means we know he's at 4 damage, so it's not over yet. It would be nice if we can check a draw trigger, but we left 1 copy, so let's not get our hopes up. And we still have 3 more heal triggers, so that's very concerning. But most of it should be at the bottom of the stack. Ooh, we got a Grade 2 Wishing Hour. I don't think we have enough copy for it though. Yeah. We only have 1 copy, so we can go for the queue here. Or store for another turn, and I think store is a good choice. Because there's no reason to rush. Because I don't see how he's gonna kill me next turn. So good thing we actually store there. Otherwise, if we call down our PG and then we don't get a trigger, we lost the game. Like you see there, no trigger. Sure. More PG, that's fine. That's his 3rd copy. So let's hope we can kill him on the next turn. And he has a Grade 2, okay. That's totally fine. He don't play stand trigger, so we are definitely gonna survive this. And unless his last card is gonna be a PG, he need a double heal to win. To survive. Not to win, it's to survive. Alright, let's see what we draw here. I don't mind drawing a Grade 3. I need a 10k attacker. That is good, that's good. That's a good draw. And I actually can store for another turn if I want to. Because it's not gonna kill me on the next turn. Or is he? Oh, you know what? Since this video is gonna be so damn long already, right? I'm just gonna go all out here. I don't want to drag this video any longer. So unless he have a PG, he need 2 heal trigger. Otherwise, he need a 6 damage shield. And most of his heal trigger should be at the bottom of his stack. So he have a PG, that's bad. That is bad news. He have all 4 copies of his PG. So unless that's the heal, we lost the game. Okay, he checked the heal, so pretty much if I actually store, I should be able to survive. So I'm just gonna concede here. But you guys pretty much see how this deck works. It's not an easy deck to play, and it's not an easy requirement to met for the Reijy. So I'm just gonna end off the video here. So quick summary is the fastest way for you to get Reijy skill or actually hit the requirement is to actually have a Dimension Creeper on your rearguard, and then you need to write a Reijy to actually get 3 more Dimensional Creeper into your soul from your deck, and then you need 2 Ember Master to hit the Vanguard to get 6 extra soul. So that's a total of 12 soul. So if you can do that, Reijy will be insane because it's gonna swing for 3 damage on every single turn. And yeah, this should be it. I hope you guys learn or enjoy this video. And do let me know down below in the comment section what you think about this deck list, or have you even tried a Reijy deck yet. So yeah, this should be it. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for the next video. Goodbye.